You know what? Hello everyone, this is an update in the Donna Adelson case. Today is 11 days from when the verdict was entered in the case, when Donna Adelson was found guilty on all 3 counts. The 10th day was yesterday on Sunday, so because it fell on a Sunday, the defendant, Donna Adelson, has 1 extra day today to file a motion for new trial. I think it will happen. I think they will file a motion for new trial. The grounds for a new trial are going to be very, very limited. For example, they could allege jury misconduct. And I know many of the jurors have been interviewed, some by lawyers, some by non-lawyers. Who knows what they were asked? Who knows what they said? I know when I did my interview, there was nothing concerning. But other people interviewed several jurors. So if they find something there, especially when it comes to jurors, it really is about outside influence or misconduct, not following the rules or receiving information from outside of what came into the trial. That will be one ground. Prosecutor misconduct, if for some reason they have found evidence of some misconduct by the prosecutor, maybe they can raise that. There were several things that happened during the trial that to me seemed to surprise the defense. Now, the fact that they were surprised, maybe because they were bad lawyers, maybe they didn't anticipate some of the evidence or arguments, that's not a ground for a new trial. However, if there was, for example, discovery violations, and there were a few what is called Richardson hearings during the trial where there was a failure to disclose some information to the defense, if there were several of those, and I remember at least a couple of those, and if the judge found in favor of the defense on those issues, that could be one of the grounds. They may raise multiple grounds in the same motion, addressing, for example, improper rulings that maybe were made on the fly in the court, but then later they do some more research and realize, okay, well, the judge was wrong on this particular issue, so they may argue that as a basis for the new trial. So there are many, many grounds that they can raise. There are a few things that bothered me during the trial that, didn't bother me, but there are a few things that I noticed during the trial that I thought, well, maybe they can try to raise something about that issue. One is the fact that Donna Adelson was insisting that she wanted more time to decide whether or not to testify. I thought that her attorneys didn't do a great job in preserving that issue, in trying to make and again, we didn't hear the sidebars, but that was probably a good one for them to have requested a sidebar and give the judge, do you mind? Thank you. And give the judge specific reasons why Donna Adelson needed at least overnight a slight continuance so that she can make that decision, right? There were surprises in the evidence. They were surprised, for example, about the 2014 calendar, Donna Adelson's 2014 calendar, and the entry at the end that had this information that Donna had in her calendar, then Markel's car information and tag number, right? They were pretty surprised about that. You could tell that. And then later on, they tried to, in the rebuttal case, or in the defense case, right at the very end, they decided that they wanted to add additional information. I think it was during the day of the closing arguments. They wanted to add additional information from the calendar in the closing instead of in evidence, and that was not allowed by the judge. So that could be an argument that they can make, something about the calendar, that there were some other entries in the calendar that were exculpatory or that explained away what the state used and they weren't able to use it. Again, motions for new trials are really difficult and are hardly ever granted. But of course, a judge, including Judge Everett, will give a fair review to the motion, to the limited grounds that are raised, that can be raised in such a motion, to see whether they have any validity. And of course, there's always a possibility that the judge will agree and grant a new trial. It is usually a rare thing to happen, but it does happen sometimes. So let me see, what else did I notice? There was the whole issue, for example, of adoptive admissions. Now, that's something that the defense should have expected, right? I mean, Charles Adelson was even on the state's witness list, that they would try to tie the defense that Charles Adelson used to Donna Adelson. Now, to me, based on how they went with their opening statement, it seemed like they did not expect all those emails, all those writings from Donna, in essence, adopting the theory of what happened that Charles Adelson testified to at trial. They didn't seem to be expecting that that was going to come in. So there were a few surprises. There was a whole issue of Jackie Fulford in the morning, one of the mornings being late and saying that she had taken some pills. Who knows what's going to happen? All I'm saying is that today is the deadline. So today by midnight, they'll have to file a motion for new trial if they want to try to go that route. So we'll keep an eye on the docket, and if there is a motion filed, then we'll let you know what our thoughts are on the grounds that are raised. Thanks for watching the Dr. Crime. All right. Thank you, sir.
If I can help, I would help. I mean, just like I told you, listen to me. Just like I told you that day, we know.
Thank you.